like you said, men deserve to grow old as well. Men deserve to have their children in their lives. You know what I mean? These are all stressful situations that I think have been just overlooked, in our community, and just the impact that it's had on our men. You know what I mean? It has been tremendous. And it needs to be like, I've been, kind of wrecking my mind for years about that, about how, what can be done to, even help that type of situation, because I just feel like it's unnecessary. I feel like there's some women out there that need to go to jail for what they've done to their husband, keeping the kids, manipulating the children, lying to the children, like all of that stuff. That's a whole nother podcast. But nevertheless, it's one of those that affects my heartstrings, because I have so many people that have been affected by situations like that. A lot of good men, out here suffering just because you can. That type of stuff isn't right. But that situation with that man, that's sad. You know what I mean? It's sad. It really is. And now what? Just because the man wanted to be with his kids, and you have this whole other situation. We're going to go on to 2. So choosing healthy habits. Choosing healthy habits is another way that, you could just decrease some stress. A lot of people don't like taking medications. And so just giving you some different things that you can do. So choosing healthy habits and not rushing it. So when you did get to a point where you started to, turn things around, you started noticing things, what were some of the things that you started to incorporate in your life? But you like, you know what? I can't continue like this. Like, what were some things that you did that may be able to help somebody else?
Oh, absolutely. I even wrote that in my book, the 3 steps. The first thing that I had to do as I began to begin my healing journey, I call it the AAA effect. The first was awareness. And I think a lot of people say we are unconscious. We're not unconscious. We are conscious. If we are living, breathing, we are conscious. But we have not come to the full awareness of our consciousness. Because I believe that we live in 3 states of consciousness, which is the awareness, our subconscious, and some of us are super conscious. But we all have a super conscious, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to forgive people that are unforgivable. Wouldn't be able to love people that are unlovable, because in our conscious, we don't have that in ourselves to do the things that go against our flesh. So we do go to our superconscious, and a majority of us live in our subconscious, which is an autopilot.
Surely.
And that's why
it's huge.
we live in autopilot, and that's why there's a famous writer, an American writer, I forgot his name. He said most American die at the age of 25, and people can understand what he means. He said, well, we thought that the average age is about 60, 65. He said, you don't understand. I said, the average die at 25. I didn't say they buried at 25. So in other words, a lot of us are on autopilot. We wake up, we get up, we brush our teeth, we eat breakfast. That's a whole nother thing. What kind of breakfast we're eating. Right. We go to work, right? So we on autopilot. So the first thing, going back to what I did to help me to get to a point where I'm at and helping other men is, awareness. Who am I? Yes. And that's something that I had to come to grips with, that I am not black and I am not Will. Black is a shell. It's a cover. It's a cover. Just like if we buy shoes in a box, the box is not the shoes. The shoes that's inside the box, it's the shoes. Yes. The box is just a shell. I just happen to be in this body. My name is a label. It's an identification because I had to have a contract. What is a contract? It's my birth certificate. My birth certificate, there's a number in it. So I've been contracted from the time that I was born. I'm a commodity to society. So I am not Will. I am not my body. I am spirit, and which nobody can say. But I had to come to the full awareness of that and know that I am not. I was created for something bigger than
Yeah.
what I can see, larger than
Yeah.
me. I had to come to that
Yeah.
awareness. It took me 42 years to finally come to that realization. And then that's when the work really began. And then the second
Yeah.
E is acceptance. Acceptance, that wasn't a hard one for me to do. Why? Because how could you want me? How can you tell me to accept the fact that I was 9 years old and somebody decided to take advantage of me sexually? You want me to
Yeah.
accept that? In what
Yeah.
world would anyone accept that? How can you tell me to accept the fact that at 16 years old, this man was supposed to be a father figure, supposed to help me, to welcoming me to the
Mm.
adulthood, to manhood, to help me understand what it's like to be a man, and then who took advantage of me for almost 2 years?
Mm.
How could you tell me to accept that?
Sure.
So I can accept the mistake that I made or I missed the mark. I can accept the fact that I made the wrong turn, wrong decision. But I have to come to terms that I have to accept because it's in the past. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And I have to accept the fact that I have to forgive them because I'm not forgiving them for them, but I'm forgiving them for myself.
Definitely.
And the last A is action. So now that I've been made aware of who I am, now that I have accepted what happened, now I have to take action. And what does that look like? It's exactly what I'm doing today. Taking the action each and every day. Say, you know
Yes.
what? I'm going to be a better man than I was yesterday. And
Yes.
this journey, it is what it is. It's a journey. It's not a destination. And I gotta keep striving each and every day to become a better version of myself. And I'm not gonna stop until I take my last breath. So that's what the action is really every day.
I
That
love it.
action is action. Act. I'm acting on what I know and what I've been through to make a better decision. I'm acting on my past experience to make a better.
Yes.
So I'm constantly in the action mode to make sure that I don't repeat the thing that I've
Yes.
done that got me to a place where I don't ever want to go again. So those are the steps that I have taken. Those are the steps that I'm using with the men that I'm working with to make sure one, they come to the full awareness, two, they have accepted their past, three, to take actions.
I love it. It is so important to just acknowledge, where you've been, acknowledge your past, that whole thing. And the thing is, the most important part is not repeating. We all have something. We all have things, most of us multiple things, like you're saying, multiple things that we've gone through that we get stuck in that thing. You know what I mean? We get stuck there and we don't know how to just quite get out. And it is just taking some small action steps, but making the very necessary step to take action for you. You know what I mean? Take action for you. Guess what? You are the only one that can do it.
Mm,
You are the only one that can do it. Have you had some jacked up things happen to you? Yes. Was it fair? Not so much. You know what I mean? But I
mm,
always say, Romans 8 and 28, that thing, I know all of this crazy that's happened to me in my life, all the crazy that's happened to you in your life. It wasn't just because, you know what I mean? Somebody needs your story. Somebody needs your book. Somebody needs your podcast, right? Somebody needs, what you've gone through to help pull them out, because we all feel like when we're going through that we are the only ones going through it. You know what I mean? Do you remember that feeling like, man, why me? I'm the only one. You know what I mean? You just think you alone in that thing, right?
Every sin, every mistake, every failure, it's all gone. Depression, gone. By faith, it's gone. Low self-esteem, hallelujah, it's gone. It's all gone. It's gone. All my scars, all my pain, it's in the past. It's yesterday. It's all gone. Gone. What your mother did, what your father did. Hallelujah.